All right, guys, welcome back. So one of the more eagerly awaited launch dates for irons this year is always going to come from Srixon. Last 10 years, and it's amazing to even say that now, they have had, within, I would say, the fitting world, one of the best performing irons in the market.
I mean, how many years has your fitting shop had a Srixon as a top seller? It's been many, hasn't it?
I mean, it's right up there now every single year. I think the very first models that we got our hands on, which was the 745 and the 545, literally 10 years ago, they were great performers in the studio, but it was a hidden secret at that time. It was one of the best kept secrets in golf was how good they were. And then over the years, as kind of word got out, the forums done their job, social media done its job, and you see now the players who use these clubs now, more players than ever now go and ask for Srixon irons when they come to the studios.
Totally. And I think the last couple years with them, again, I think what you said is it's more important the performance is good, and people found that out organically. It is interesting to see, though, Hideki, Brooks, and Shane Lowry, like, they have TV commercials, and I think it adds a ton of credibility. I'm not saying that they aren't good products, like without the advertising, but with that kind of big major winning credibility, I think more people are going to pay attention to the brand. Without
a doubt, quite a lot of adoption as well from the free agents who are out there, the players who are not tied to a deal. A lot of them, you'll see them at some point gaming and trying Srixon irons because they know about it. For players out there, when it comes to precision, tour players out there, what they look for is that feel through the turf more than anything else. They want efficiency through the turf, and the VT sole, which is what Srixon has become kind of famous for, as much as it's clean and classic looks, that VT sole is the kind of unique element to it. Other companies have something similar, but I would say right now, we've been on calls and we've been with other companies recently, and people reference the Srixon sole.
Yeah, it's kind of a legendary thing at this point.
Yeah. So we're going to combine the testing of the 5 and 7 because basically, guys, we believe they live together. They are so close in looks, and they've got blending combo so well that we think you guys should kind of see them side by side.
Absolutely.
The loft progression really isn't that different. It's only 1 degree of loft. We were just talking there as we looked at the offset on the spec sheet. There's a little bit more offset on the 5s to mitigate the 1 degree stronger loft. So really what we should see from the testing is, Mikey, they fly through the same window.
Right, yeah. Which makes a great combo set, obviously.
It really does. Differences being, as it always has been, we have a 1-piece forging with the ZX7 Mark II, and we have a 2-piece with the ZX5 Mark II. So again, I think let's kind of start with
let's see 'em.
What do we think on the looks versus last year?
It's a favorite. I mean, I've played 5 and 7 series. You've played 5 and 7. We've all played Srixon gear.
We have all.
It's one of my favorite to pull in almost every iron fit that we do, depending on the handicap. But it's just nice, clean.
When we looked at the ZX4s in the last video, we kind of said, the ZX4 actually kind of looks more like the ZX5 now. Looking at this ZX5, I'm almost thinking, it's slimmed down aesthetically. It almost looks more like a ZX7 now.
It does.
Which is great. So I think, again, I'm sure there's plenty of technology to make these forgiving and long distance and everything that you still want. But to me, again, like the bag appeal of it, it looks more like a small cavity back than it used to, I think.
Definitely. And you see that, the tour players are not shy to put in the ZX5 in the long irons. Shane Lowry certainly is someone who's, comboed up his irons, and I think there's again lots of the players we can't name because they're not certainly under contract with Srixon. They can't market them, but there's lots of those guys out there that play the combos for good reason.
Can see why.
So you've got the wedge here, Mikey, 44 degrees. So interesting, 2 degrees different from the 7s.
Okay.
So it is on the strong side, but same as a Titleist T100S.
Yeah,
44
exactly.
degrees.
Oh, is it the same as
thinking of that type of iron? So
that's not crazy.
Not crazy. Again, ball choice is going to be key when the lofts get down like that.
We'll stick with the Pro V1X.
Yeah.
Swing my key. Almost started with a hole out again. Great shot. Sounded nice off the face. Plenty of, look at that spin. 8,600. Really nice, Mikey.
That was a nice sound, Mikey.
Yeah.
Very crisp sounding.
Yeah, better strike.
Very nice. A little more distance on that
Oh,
too.
boy.
Good, Mikey.
Flusher. Really good.
Extremely nice sound there. There you go.
That's better.
Gorgeous. Plenty of spin.
Yeah. Lots and lots.
So you're averaging 8,000 spin with that Pro V1X, which is great.
Really, really nice. Good job in the delivery. Very, very neutral. You know, nice amount down. 3.5 to 4 degrees down is lovely.
It's good.
It's a really good window to be in. 100 feet, 51 feet on descent angle.
It's perfect.
Lovely wedge.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's move
7
into
iron.
the 7.
It's a good swing, Mikey.
Yeah, that is a good swing.
A good strike.
Yeah. No, that's good. Right on the green from 180.
You like a wee tug anyway, don't you?
No.
That sounded great. Flush. Good, Mikey.
That'll work.
Really nice. Even just maybe a groove low, that flew
Yeah,
great.
fraction skinny.
Still quick with your fastest ball speed on that.
I wanted to just quickly pull up this is the ZX4.
Right.
We just finished testing with that. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You don't get away with as much. Your swing speed's actually just, it is down a little shade.
So efficiency was about the same
It's about
as the
the
ZX4,
same. Yeah,
which is actually pretty
that
cool.
surprised me.
Yeah.
123, 120. You're launching it up a little higher. Okay, loft. We're looking at that. Spinning it a little bit more.
Makes sense.
Dispersion's pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
So just obviously the ZX4. I mean, the heights are interesting though because they basically flew the same height.
Definitely. Okay, let's hit some 5s.
Sounded great.
Nice.
Yeah.
You like it?
Not bad, yeah.
Catch a piece. It's good from 200 yards.
Yep.
Just off the edge. Yeah, quick. Plenty of spin. Ooh.
Pretty similar, eh?
Yeah, you hit almost 2 identical shots. That sounded great. That one's slightly better, I
Yep.
think, actually, Mikey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, higher in the face for sure.
Yeah. Good swing, Mikey.
That was a beauty.
Finally.
That is gorgeous. Perfect shot. Every bit of 200. It's gorgeous. That's great. That 5 iron is some great numbers on it.
Yep, it was really, really good. Obviously, just pulled it a little bit.
But very acceptable dispersion from 200 yards. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're on the edge of the green,
Yeah, look at that there.
that's crazy.
Efficiency 143.
That's like, hybrid and fairway wood
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
Just great numbers across the board.
I mean, you've kind of got the lowest peak height was the wedge, the second highest was in the 5 iron, and the highest was in the 7 iron. That's what it should be, guys. That's
Right.
exactly what we should see from these. Really nice to see the maintenance in the 5 iron. I mean, what was that last one there? 104 feet. Good.
Yeah,
Really
impressive.
like it?
I like them. Really,
All right.
really like them. Excited to have them in the matrix.
Yeah.
Me too. Right, let's do a little tag and we'll hit some 7s.
Okay, so we're into the ZX7, the most players aside from the blade. Iron, Ian's going to do the testing on those. A set of irons you'd consider playing, right?
Yeah, definitely. Something I've played in the past. I love the look of the ZX7s. I mean, the offset kind of disappears.
It does.
You've got some meat and heft to the head, which I think is good to look at. So no reason I wouldn't play something like this for sure.
Good looking pitching wedge, and that's usually where you start with, okay, how's the pitching wedge look? It's,
Yeah.
it's a good one.
It definitely is a good one, yeah. A little on the weaker side, I think, for the type of iron it is at 46 degrees.
Yeah.
Would you have expected 45?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would have. The way irons and stuff are going. So,
Yeah.
46, I mean, give or take, whether you like that or whether you don't. It certainly has an offset profile that would give me no issues with making it 45 should I
That's a
really
good
want
point.
to.
It's very, very straight, so you
Yeah.
could strengthen it a degree.
could. Definitely.
Okay.
But no, looks good.
Nice. Let's see some. Sounded very crisp.
Nice and high.
Couple feet. Yep. Lovely. Good too. Just turn it over a shade.
A little bit, yeah.
It's consistent on yardage though, so we've seen that through all the sets of the Srixon so far. You did turn it over, not much. I mean, we're talking 18 feet.
Yeah.
but your spin was very similar, your launch was very similar, and your yardage was very similar. So that's what you're looking for in a wedge.
Great strike.
Really nice, bud. Just 3 great birdie opportunities there with the wedge.
Very consistent.
Standard deviations are like comically low.
Yeah.
Ball speed, identical. Launch angle, identical. 100 spin is a joke between 3 shots. 3 consecutive shots, I'll say as well. And you flew them all. Did you fly them all the exact same distance? No, within 1 yard.
Within a yard. A little bit skinny. Wasn't a bad one.
No,
You
it's
get
gonna
away with
there.
it.
Yeah. Pretty much the yards you were looking for. That sounded much better.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
Good strike. Not a crazy amount of difference in yardage though, again. Like between flush and a little bit thin.
I mean, open face, but
Sounded
that's
great.
closer in the strike.
No, it's a great shot from 175. But again, I think the 7-iron was very tight and everything. You didn't really vary much, even with a couple different strikes and face angles. Ball speed stayed tight, launch stayed tight, spin, again, like just crazy similar. And your carry yardage, you can kind of see the front to back dispersion there is very small, which is really what you're looking for.
Totally is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's the dispersion with irons that you're really looking for. I think that the dispersion, the lateral dispersion is obviously where people focus mostly, but really if you're making choices on irons, you should be looking at it the other way.
Well, you want to be pin high. Most golf courses punish you less when you're pin high, don't they? Great swing.
Yeah.
That's all over it. And comfortably, actually flew it a little bit over 200. 203 actually, so plenty of spin there. 4,500 spin is great.
Yeah.
The strike
Here
sound.
in the heel.
Yeah. Strike sounded good.
Sounded okay there.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit in the heel.
Oh, it was in the heel, okay.
Yeah.
So a slight heel strike there from what you mentioned.
Yeah.
You didn't lose much on carry. Actually, didn't lose much on ball speed either. Very similar spin, and still had about the same peak height. So that sounded like a great strike. That fade shape, very nice. Yeah, no issue carrying it that 200 yards. But your overall results, again, like everything
So
is,
tight.
I mean, the spin tightness is a joke. Like you
It's
spun them
nuts,
all
isn't it?
identical spin, identical launch.
Yeah.
A little different ball speeds, but not by much.
That was probably just that 130, the 130 ball speed that healed that one. I think shot 1 and 3 were quite nice.
But crazy that even though you healed it and you maybe changed the ball speed a bit, you didn't change the launch or spin.
Yeah.
Like they were exactly the same.
Yeah.
And your carry distance is within 2 yards. So I think this set overall, the story for me would be it's extreme. I mean, obviously you're swinging well, striking them well, but you're being rewarded with something that produces very consistent results. No surprises, very tight front to back dispersion, just good irons, really nice. How'd they feel?
Yeah, I feel like they put you in the driver's seat, right? As a player, you get a chance to own the ball flight with them, which I think is what the player who plays a ZX7 is looking for. The opportunity to move the ball at will. The CG location, for center gravity guys is in a position here, kind of, forward, where you get a chance to dictate the launch characteristics, which is exactly what I want in an iron. That's the one thing I feel like is missing when you go to too much of a game improvement iron. It has one trick and it's up and far. Right, and that's nice. If you struggle with up and far, but if that's not your struggle and you need some other options, that's why you go to an iron like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. So we've now done the 4, the 5, and the 7. I think you guys will probably be watching, thinking of the million different combinations you might want to put together in a combo set. I think they'll combo up really well depending on what kind of player you are. I'm sure you guys will do tons of builds that are in combos. So I think first impressions for us, the first time we got to hit them, they are just with stock shafts, so maybe not giving them their full treatment, but initial impressions really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good, really strong. More of the same in the 7s and the 5s.
Yeah.
4, watching Mikey, hit
good.
them.
It was impressive.
First couple of mid irons you hit, we were kind of looking at each other going, oh.
Honestly, 10 out of 10 for me on those
fours.
fours. And I think just this year the colors and looks are everything in my opinion, and I think they look so good this year.
Yeah, I think they did a great job overall. Looking forward to getting the fitting parts with them. We can start working on shafts. I think it'll be a set that you might consider for this year. Who knows? Mikey has a lot of sets of irons.
Yeah,
but,
too many.
Might be something I look at this year. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will hit them eventually. We have mostly righty stuff, but eventually I'll give them a try as well. Looking forward to it. Based on you guys' results, I think they're one to watch as always.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you again soon.